All right, Shalawam. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, the men that told me this truth, and peace and salutation. Brakathum to all you sincere Akim that's pushing this word throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, and within this lesson, right, I'm gonna just be going into how the same tactics or concepts that were used back then during the time of the Roman Empire is being done today, okay, through the ways of Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man today. They were calling themselves as Romans, but they're actually Edomites. And the same tactics they used back then, they're doing it today, all right, in the form of, this article I was going into, I was looking at, it's called Branding the Slave. All right, branding the slave. And they would, go into the fact that most of the slaves that were, owned, their way of ownership was through the slave master, right? Basically branding them. Okay, branding them. So if they was to run away, they'll know exactly to what slave master that particular slave belonged to. And they did it during the time of slavery, you know, during the time of the 1600s, 1700s, all the way, to the time where we were so-called emancipated, all right, let go, freed, all right, but we're still uh, under the captivity of Esau Edom, all right, no matter how they might paint it, they might give you a holiday and tell you that you're free, but you're not free, all right, okay, but it's the same concept today. All right. And they're going to do it by the way of that digital all right, which is the MOTB, the C-hip. Okay. But I'm going to just read this article real quick and show you the comparisons of how they're going to do the same thing over again. All right. Because this is America is the Roman Empire all over again. Okay. This is that deadly wound that was healed. All right. And we're going to prove that, it's nothing new under the sun, man. All right. These are the same devils, the same Edomites that were calling themselves Romans back then. All right. They're going to use the same policy or same tactics that they was doing back then. All right. So let me bring this article out real quick. It says branding the slave. It says punishment for slaves in Rome was the branding of the slave's forehead with the letters fur, which derives from the Latin word foray or foray, meaning thief. Tattooing was also another common method of placing a stigma on the individual and claiming ownership. Now you got these niggas, they'll put tattoos on their body, as a way of masculinity, or even with these women, they got their whole body tattooed, but back then that was a form of claiming ownership. That was a way of branding, you know. And it says there was a level of preeminence seen in this primary source, as slaves were able to be freed after 20 years of service in the household. However, the fate of a gladiator was much more brutal. The notion of freedmen was common, but it was as common as slavery. Hence, this source emphasizes that slavery was permanent and the masters had the supreme control of their life. Right. And that's how it's going to be in this time. Okay. And this is what the central banking families, this is what they want. They want supreme control of your life. All right? They want to know your whereabouts, your in and outs, your transactions. All right? That's why they're going to present that chip very soon. Because they want supreme control of their life. They want to be as the most high over you. Okay? I'm talking about you Israelites, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. This devil, okay, Esau Edom, so-called white man, he wants your soul. He wants your ever being. Okay? But we belong to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right? It says if they tried to run away, it was evident that they were someone's property. The marks were evidently located on their forehead. You see, the marks were evidently located on their forehead, which means, basically, this is what you see today that this devil wants to do. Okay, that's why you got Elon Musk with the whole brain chip implant, Neuralink system set up. Okay, it's not by coincidence that's what they do. They want to chip you, put you, put a chip in your brain, in your forehead, right? And it says legs and arms, meaning your body. Okay, all right. This is what they want. This is the same tactics that they were using back then to brand a slave. They're gonna do in the modern age by giving you that C hip. It said masters used metal collars for their ordinary slaves. However, the amount of slaves they began to own, the method of branding was much more effective, right? Because once they branded you, all right, like I said before, you could try to run away, and they'll know exactly who you belong to, all right, because you're just property, all right. So it's just I was looking at this article and it just made me think, like, maybe it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same way, possibly where you get that brand, which when you read Revelation the 13th chapter, going into the mark of the beast, it goes into when you look at that word mark, all right, in the Greek, it's charagma, okay, which means a stamp, right? A stamp or a place of where they're gonna actually insert or what it says. Matter of fact, let me just get it because I don't want to. I want to go into the details of it. Okay, this is Revelation the 13th chapter. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to the blue letter. The blue letter goes into it. Right, let's go to it. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. Right, I'm gonna go straight to the point. It says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now let's look at the word mark for that. All right. The word mark is charagma. Okay, charagma, which means a stamp, an imprinted mark. See that? An imprinted mark, man. Okay. So it shows you the same tactics that they were doing back then, they're going to do today again. And that imprinted mark is the basically the implantable microchip that they're going to place inside you. All right? This is the goals of the wicked elites, the central banking families. Okay? It says, of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist, which, they're going off because there's many antichrists, all right? If you're against Yahweh Shai, you're an antichrist, right? It's not going to be just one antichrist like it shows you in, the movies, The Omen, all right, Damien. That's all Hollywood shit, man. All right, it says, the mark branded upon horses, thing carved, sculptured, graven work of adulterous images. So, and then when you jump down, all right, the root word for charagma, okay, is karax. Let's see if we can get that. It's karax, right? And you go into that, it's a pale or a stake, a palisade, man. Okay, so basically, this same thing method is going to be used, all right, in the form of a syringe or a needle. They're going to use that to put the actual, chip inside, and they're going to shoot it right in your hand, in your forehead, but mainly in your hand, all right? It's going to be in your hands, all right? Whether the right hand, left hand, it don't matter. That's the plans, and we see it going on right now. All right, you go to certain places in Sweden, okay, which is basically, I think, about 98% cashless society, right? You got certain jobs, certain companies, okay. That's basically, they got all their employees chipped up, okay, and that is what determines that you're basically a slave to this white man's system, this beast system, okay. So let's go back real quick. All right, it says branding the slave, right? So that's pretty much it on that article. But we could basically see what's going on. This is the same effect that they about to push right now, to show that this man, he want to be like the Most High. All right, let's get that in Second Thessalonians, the second chapter, and verse 4. It says, "Who oppose it?" Salaki, let me start up at verse 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." Who's the man of sin? Esau Edom, man. Okay, because what this man does, he breaks every law, statutes, and commandments that's written in the Holy Bible. He opposes everything of the Heavenly Father. All right, and he's being revealed in these times. All right, the son of perdition, the son of destruction. Okay, when you read Revelation, the sixth chapter, it goes into the Lord basically creating this man to take peace from the earth. Man, he's that red horse. All right, he basically took peace from the earth. He commit violence all throughout the earth. He's just a cancer of the earth. So now he's being revealed, and said, "Who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, show himself that he is a power," right? So, he's exalted himself, to the point where he it says, "The pride of thy heart have deceived thee." He's gonna basically think that he's gonna set up his new world order, all right? That everything is going. What says that is his inward thought is that his houses shall continue forever. That's what these devils think, that they're gonna rule forever and ever. They're gonna control the masses. All right, that's why it tells you, when they had the basically when the time when they had the Georgia Guidestones up, one of their decrees or commandments was that you try to bring down humanity down to 500 million. All right. so it's easier to control the people. But we see that this devil, what it says that when he shall begin to eat, the Lord's going to rain down missiles upon him while he's eating. Roughly paraphrasing, that's in the book of Job. All right, right when he thinks that he got his whole new world order thing set up and executed, that's when the Lord is going to basically put a monkey wrench in his plans. All right. So let me read that again. It says, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God or that is worship, right? And that's what it's going to be, man. Basically, he's going to want you to worship him. When that system comes in by the form of that chip, okay, that's what he's going to want you to do, to basically worship him. All right, to put him as a power over the Most High. All right, because when this time comes, you're going to have to make a choice, whether you're going to serve the Lord or you're going to serve this devil, this white man. All right. But it says so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God. And who's the temple of God? The temple, first and foremost, is the Israelites. Okay. we are the temple of the Most High, and this man is ruling over us. All right. And it says, showing himself that he is God. He is a power. All right. And that's how he's going to make himself as he's a power, because he's going to have total control over the masses. Like it tells you in that article I read, it says that, you know, let me see if I can find it again. It says that he wants supreme control of their life. That the masters back in the Roman Empire, that's what they want. They wanted supreme control of their life, and this is what you see today. When they institute this CHIP, the MOTB, they're gonna want total control of your life. That's why when who was it? Aaron Russo, when he had that interview with Nick Rockefeller, all right, it said that basically if you don't comply to their wants and their needs, they could easily turn your chip off. So basically you're gonna be a slave to these elites, all right? And even if you do take the chip, they could basically cut you off, man, from society if you don't apply with what they, with their system. You see? So hey, man, this is Rome all over again. Let me get Ecclesiastes real quick, chapter 3, verse 15. It says that which have not. It says that which have been is now, and that which is to be have already been. And the Most High required that which is past, man. See, the things that are already done, okay, is just being done all over again. All right. Not only is people reincarnated, but also kingdoms, rulers, all right, is also being reincarnated. So we're saying the same thing over, because that's what Esau does, man. He just takes a piece out of history and just try to, reinnovate it again. All right. That's why it says that which have been is now. So they've been branding people in the form of, using them as a slave, and then branding them to know that they're owner. They're the owner of the people, of the slaves. So that's the same way it's going to be today. All right, when this chip is instituted throughout the four corners of the earth, because this thing is global. It's not just about here in America, but it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be global. Okay, because that's what he wants. He wants control over the nations, over the world. But most primarily it's the Israelites. He wants to control you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He wants you to tap out. He wants you to bow the knee to Baal. All right? But the Lord said he has sustained 7,000, right? 7,000 men that have not bowed down the knees to Baal. All right? So, it's just a good thing to see that we're still living in the time of the Roman Empire, man. It's nothing changed. Okay? And we know that this devil is going to come down having great wrath very soon, because he knows that he has but a short time. All right? So with that, I'm going to end it there. All praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. Till the next time, I say Shalawam.